everyone, so today I thought I would do a tag video for you all. It's a tag that I've seen going around by some of my favorite mummy YouTubers, and it is the 10 baby names I love but will not be using tag. I've seen a few people do this and I love baby names, and I am heavily overdue pregnant with baby number 3, and this is our 3rd and final baby. So I thought I would do this video and share our names with you. Some of these names we haven't ever even shared with family. It has been like top secret the whole way through, especially the girls' names. But this is definitely our last one. I know lots of people are like, you know, you could have a 4th, you might have a 4th one day, blah, blah, blah. But for us, I think it's definitely, this is our last one. So this is almost like showing that this is as well, because I'm now going to share the names with you. So I'm going to alternate between girl and boy. So I'm going to do 5 girls' names and 5 boys' names that I have always loved, but sadly will never ever use. Some of you will know that I have 3 sons. Well, this is the 3rd one in here. He just needs to come out. And the names that we've chosen for our boys, we've always wanted names that are a bit unique but aren't weird. So names that you could go ahead and in life be like Prime Minister or a rock star, like versatile names. So my first son is Fraser Matthew. His middle name is after his dad, Matthew, and Fraser, we named him after Fraser Island in Australia, which is somewhere that we traveled and fell in love with when we first met. Yeah, we don't know many other Frasers at all. He gets Frasier sometimes because of the show, but most people can handle the name Fraser. And then our second son is Caleb Dean. Dean is my maiden name, so we kind of wanted to get like a family name in his name as well, and we chose Caleb because we love it. It's a bit more of a Canadian name, which is originally where I'm from, and also we love the band Kings of Leon, and the lead singer in that band happens to be called Caleb, so it kind of was a nice link as well. So we have Fraser and Caleb, and this baby is a secret, but his name is completely decided. So none of the names that I'm going to share with you could potentially be his name. He has a name already. So I'm going to start out with girls' names. This name, it feels like we have kept it a secret for about 6 years because it was always a potential name that we actually both agreed on, which is really rare. And this name is Luella. We always loved that name for a little girl. I just thought, again, it was a little bit unique, although I've heard it a bit more recently. But yeah, it's not weird. It's kind of got like a foreign tone to it, like Luella. And I just thought Luella Norris would have been a beautiful little girl's name. I liked the 3 syllables. I liked everything about it. So Luella was one of our top girls' names that sadly we will never use. Now onto boys' names. One name that I have always had in my head since I was a little girl, but my husband never ever liked it, is Chase. I loved the name Chase for a boy forever. When I was little at primary school, there was actually a little boy there called Chase, and he was blonde-haired, blue-eyed, really nice little boy, and I just loved the name ever since then. I thought, again, it was like a little bit different, and yes, Chase was always one for me, but my husband hates that name. The next girl's name is Freya. I liked the name Freya. I thought it was almost like a bit of a surfer chick name, but of course we had Fraser, so we would never have a Freya with a Fraser now, but I always loved the name Freya. The boy's name that we will never use that I have always liked is the name Brody. I thought it would be really cool if we called Caleb Brody because he would be a bro, but my husband really didn't like that name. He said it was far too American sounding and he just wasn't a fan of it, but I've always liked the name Brody, and more recently I've heard the name Bohdi, which sounds like a really cool like surfer kind of name as well, but I don't know if Bohdi could grow up and be like a financial advisor or a prime minister if that's what he chose to do. So I don't know if I'd ever actually use Bohdi, but I really love that name. The third girl's name that we absolutely love, both of us love, and that we actually would have named this baby, if this baby was a girl, this baby would be called Lani, and that is actually one of my closest childhood friends' names. So it's such a shame that we will never use it, but when I was little, my best friend was Lani, spelled L-A-N-I. It's actually Hawaiian and it means the sky. Such a beautiful, unique name. We would have named her Lani Emmie, I think, because my name is Emily and my family, they call me Emmie. So I thought it would be like a really cute like family link, and I just thought Lani Emmie would be a really sweet name. There's sometimes if you know someone with a name and you don't really like them, it kind of puts you off. Well, the name Lani was the absolute opposite because she's a really sweet, kind-hearted girl, and she kind of like makes the name. So I would have loved to have used the name Lani, but sadly we will never get to. The next boy's name is quite plain in comparison to the other names that I've always liked, and that is the name James. I have always loved that name. It's a bit of a family name as well for us. And if I had been a boy, my name would have been James Christopher Dean. And I thought the name James and then Dean in the middle would have been really cool because of James Dean. And also, although James is a really popular name of like my generation, I don't know many baby Jameses. So I would have loved to have had the name James for a boy. Another name that was in the running for ages was the name Isabella, which again is a bit more plain, but we really loved that name. I loved the way it just sounds. And my husband actually said it in our wedding speech. He said, oh, I can't wait for all the babies, Fraser, Freya, Isabella. He sort of started like naming some of the names. But he also has a habit of thinking of all possible nicknames when we were talking about baby names. And he said, well, what if it's Isabella N? He went, Isabella End, and just completely ruined the name for us. Another boy's name that I love that was nearly Caleb's name was the name Jude. We had Caleb the whole way through my pregnancy with Caleb, but on the night that Caleb was born, he was born on Storm Jude. It was a really big storm in England, and I thought it would be really cool that if he was born that night that we would name him after the storm that happened, naming him Jude. But my husband was already so committed to Caleb, we didn't use it, but we did really like the name Jude. Right, and the fifth and final girl's name that we love, that we will sadly never be using, is the name Miller. Now this name only really came up during this third pregnancy. I was really into finding a surname name for our son, or a surname name in general. I just really like the sound of those names, and Miller came up as a potential name for a girl. I don't know if I ever would have used it because Fraser, Caleb and Miller, because she would have been my only girl, I probably would have wanted maybe a girlier name. But I really love the name Miller for a girl. Yeah, and then for the last sort of boys' names that we will sadly never be using, as I mentioned, I really like surname names for boys. So there were so many that I loved, but just my husband didn't really agree with, and I really liked the name Carter, Parker, Grayson. There were so many beautiful surname names for boys. So I'm kind of cheating. I'm not giving like a fifth one. There are just so many beautiful surname names that I like for boys that we will never ever use. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. I would like to tag any mums out there who would like to do this video. So any of you that want to share your top 10 baby names that you love but you will never use, I would be interested to hear them, or comment down below if you like any of these names. And yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye!